today I'm going to look at the BOLDR Odyssey Freediver White Frost, and this is it. It's a brand new watch, came out the end of October. I've had this now for 2 weeks, and today I'm going to do a 2 weeks on the wrist review of this watch.
And they've brought it out in three new colours, which are all three are limited to 100 each. The three colours are citrus orange, mint green and white frost. The version I've got is the white frost. This watch was already available in 2 meteorite dials, which was black and a blue one, and 3 other colours, dark green, dark red, which have fume dials, and a silver white version. My BOLDR Odyssey Freediver White Frost arrived on the 4th of November. It's arrived with 2 of the rubber straps, the metal bracelet for this watch, and a canvas watch roll. This watch has a 40mm 316L stainless steel case. It has a 48mm lug-to-lug length and a 20mm lug or strap width. It's got the automatic Miyota 90-15 movement. It's 300 meters water resistant. It has a 120 click unidirectional steel bezel with ceramic insert. It's got Swiss Super Loma. It's double dome sapphire crystal lens. The inner side has got anti-reflective coating. It comes on a EPDM rubber quick release strap, and you can also buy a quick release matching steel bracelet for this watch. So just first of all, wanted to look at the case, and as you can see, you've just got a nice contrast between the polished and non-polished bits, which I think look quite nice, and they just catch the light. And I think it's quite an interesting shape as well. I do like the way that it is squared against the end of the strap, so the straps fit really nicely on there, and you can see it does fit really nice and flat on the wrist. My wrist is 7.25, and the lug to the lug on this one are 48mm, so that kind of sits really well. The dial is just sort of frost white, off-white colour, but I think, to be honest, you could describe it as platinum or even a sort of very light silver colour, and you can see the contrast of the date window and the hands. And that, if I just get that date window, and you can see it's the 13th day, and that fits perfectly in the window. I really like that, like the 6 o'clock position. The size is perfect, the date falls in there absolutely spot on central. So for me, that is probably the perfect date window. It also matches the 3 and 9 o'clock indices, with, you know, the shape of that and everything. So I think that really sits in there really, really well. I do like that you've got sort of double indices at the top as well. So, you know, you can orientate the watch, especially, you know, in the dark when you can just see the loom. And I do like the sort of dots at the other sort of 1, 2, etc. I think that all works really well. And you can see the text on there, BOLDR Odyssey Freediver. And I think if I made one change, I would probably put Odyssey in red to match the end of the second hand. The most of my other BOLDRs have got orange, and this is red at the end, which I think works well. And the bigger 45mm sort of version of this watch has actually got, I think, at least one line of red, text in red. And you know, just one change that's possible, but it still looks really good as it is. The bezel I think is really good. It's a steel bezel with a ceramic insert, and it's that sort of really good grey colour that matches the strap. It's a change from it being black. Most watches tends to be black, and I think, you know, this is a bit different, which is good. And the white text on that, and I think it's just the right amount of text. with the 10, 20, 30. It's not too much, but you can count your minutes. So you could set your bezel to your minute hand, and then obviously as your minute hand goes round, you can time it 5, 10, 15, etc. And I think that's absolutely perfect. And just spin that bezel around so it's nice, and it's unidirectional, obviously it won't go back, so that's perfect for diving. And we can try and just set that spot on there, which I think is really good. The lens itself is sapphire, and it's got an anti-reflective coating. So again, with the 300 meter water resistant, making this really good watch, beach watch, diving watch, that sort of thing, I think works really well. The crown, perhaps just take it off, so you can actually just see this strap now with the matching buckle and everything with the BOLDR logo. And I find this strap is absolutely perfect for my wrist. It really does. It's got a position which fits absolutely perfect. It's very easy to take on and off. And so if we just sort of turn that around and have a look at the crown, and you can see again got the BOLDR logo. We can turn that out, and that will flip out, and that will allow us to pull all the way out and set the time. And it's got, if we pull it halfway out, we can alter the date, which I won't actually alter the date, but it is hacking, so we can pull it all the way out and stop that second hand, as you can see, which is really good. And again, we can wind that, which is absolutely spot on, just to keep that one going. And what I tend to do is push them back in, turn them anti-clockwise until I hear a click, and then just nicely do that. Don't over tighten that. It needs to be a little bit tighter, so just to keep that water resistance, keep it fully sealed. The strap is really worth showing you. Even while I'm filming this, all I've got to do is that, and that's it. The strap is off, so it is a nice quick release. You can see it's quite breathable. You can see the rubber strap, which I think is excellent. It doesn't sort of trap dust and bits on. Fits absolutely perfect, and it's just about the right length as well for me, my 7¼ inch wrist, so that works really well. And we can hopefully do this on camera, but I probably need to sit it down, but I think I can just flip that one back, and look at that. I mean, that is just so easy. I've also got at the same time I bought the steel bracelet for this, and that has also got a quick release. So with that, you just sort of push it in, and that goes on. The back of the watch, I think, is excellent. It's got the Kraken. It's some sort of a Mystic sea beast, which goes with the sort of BOLDR, be bold sort of philosophy and everything. And I mean, that's really nice. And I thought, will that bother the back of my hand? But it's actually just sunken in there. So the back of your hand doesn't actually sort of sits on this bit, not on that, and it feels really comfortable. And so I think that works really well. Very good the way they've done that. So we got BOLDR Odyssey Freediver, 300 meter water resistance. This is number 400, so it's limited edition of 100 in the 3 different colours, automatic, and it's saying it's got the sapphire. And yeah, that strap just sits really nicely on that sort of, against there, so it's of the same shape at the end, which I think works really well. You can just see that case, and I think that all sits really well on my wrist. I don't know how easy this is to do on the camera, but it's such an easy, well-fitting strap that I can put that in there, and it's never as easy on the camera, but you can just see how easy that is. And that, I know I've heard people say they don't like the two. I like the two, because I think, sometimes you can stop it sort of, coming out there, but that just sits just right for me. And you can see, if I can just demonstrate this, it just got that little bit of movement, which is perfect. And that I just found that so comfortable, and the weight is about right. I'll be, in the future, do a video looking at the bracelet and some alternative straps, and quite looking forward to getting the bracelet sized up for length, and that should you know, should be able to just take this off, put the bracelet on, which I think will be, you know, great. The bracelet might just smarten it up a little bit, so if I go on trips, you know, abroad and things, I can go in the sea and, you know, wear the strap during the day, and then in the evening it's very quick to take the strap off, put the bracelet on, won't need any tools or anything, and you know, that's my sort of plan. So I think that one should work really nicely. So just going to take a look at the loom. So the first thing I'm going to do is power that up with my torch. Okay, and let's have a look at that as we put the lights out now. So you can just see a bit of blue there, but let's put this light out. And there we go. You can see that's really good. And I have tested this out. This definitely does last all night. It's really good loom on that one. And you can see the bezel as well. And you can also see the second hand moving, which I think is really good. So you know it's actually working. So for my final thoughts, I've really enjoyed wearing the Freediver White Frost for just over a week since it's arrived. I think BOLDR have done really well with this watch, keeping it to 40mm, 48 lug to lug, ideal for most wrist sizes. It's really got a great specification and feels very tough, like most BOLDR watches, to be totally honest. The colour makes it a little bit different to a lot of the other divers you see out there. And it's also good to see the BOLDR DNA with the case shape and the coloured second hand with having the red tip. Also, like that it's limited to 100, makes you feel that you're not going to bump into someone else with the same watch. It's difficult to find faults, to be totally honest. I think that perhaps the 14.2mm case thickness may worry some people, but at the end of the day, it's a diver with 300m water resistance, and with the case shape and the fact it's got the bezel which breaks the case, the line of the case, I think 14.2 is very acceptable, and a lot of watches have that. Whether they can lose that a little bit, I think with the Myota it's quite a thin movement. Maybe they could lose a mil off that, but you know, doesn't really bother me. So I think overall, well done BOLDR. I think once again, really great watch, and you know, affordable price, and yeah, well worth checking out.